okay,
Mhm.
of the government taking a district, say for instance, my district, which is a Democratic district, and they're gonna
Mhm.
pull from my district and intertwine other Republicans to overflow and wash out the Democrats.
Right.
Basically, that's cheating. You shouldn't be able to change that just because you see that it's gonna benefit your party.
What it do, what it is, everybody. We're back here once again with another fiery episode of the Pew Babies Show. And you know, when you see this laptop, you know that means one thing. We are going virtual. And I have a honor and privilege of representing and introducing one of our first political interview guests, who I personally know myself, and that is none other than State Representative Marla Smith.
Thank you. I'm honored.
We thank you so much for joining us on today. We know
On
that you,
your busy schedule.
exactly, because you are busy, you working and get ready to go to work. So we definitely wanted to just touch bases and go over some things and have a good time. How are you doing today? And in the midst of all the busyness right now, that is still yet we doing great, right?
I am doing okay. I'm managing.
Hey, that's all we can do, because
Managing.
if we
Yes,
don't
sir.
manage it, what can we expect?
That's right.
So this thing for this season is divine
Divine
completion,
completion.
being that it's our seventh season. I'm completing me.
Okay.
And as we already talked, we're talking about all different areas of life, about completing ourselves, whether it be physically, mentally, all across the board. And you and I have history and go back, know each other personally, but give the people just a little bit of information with you before we all get in started.
Okay. First, let me just say that I am honored to be with you all today. This
Thank you.
feels full circle to me because truly we were pew babies together. You all were
Yes, we were.
babies with my children.
Yep.
Sitting side by side in church, learning
Yep.
faith and fellowship, to be able to share the moment with a blessing that's in itself, So
Yes.
when I think about, my role and what I have done, growing up in the church, just a saint, sitting on the pew, not doing too much in the church, but enough.
Mhm.
Then stepping into politics, and here I am today. I started off as an alderman in my city for 12 years, and then I
Mm-hmm.
was nominated for this. I was handpicked. They picked me,
Mm.
a needle in a haystack.
Favor.
I was just ready to leave my job, retire,
Mm-hmm.
and do something different. Never would I thought it would have been this though. But that's where I am today. So, yeah,
Well, we know the word says he won't put more on you than you can bear.
Lord.
Come on
Okay.
now, see you starting already. You're starting
I'm
already.
about to
And
speak
let
in
us let our
tongues here.
audience know. And let us let our audience know that you're actually in Jefferson City right now as we speak.
No, I'm at home right
Oh,
now.
you're at home right now,
Yes, yes.
But you got to go there
but you
today.
got to go to
I
Jefferson
go
City.
there tomorrow for 3 days for a
Okay.
Democratic caucus, summer caucus, and it's just where the Democrats come together and we can learn some strategy or what our mistakes were last session, new information, just bringing together a bunch of stuff so that we can learn together and from each other and how to move forward. Right now, the fight is gerrymandering, which is
Mhm.
redistricting, and
Yes.
how they are trying to cheat us is basically
Yes.
what they're
Mhm.
doing. They shouldn't be doing what they're doing, which is trying to redistrict in the, midterm. We do
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
redistricting after the census. So that's going to be a big part of our conversation, but I'm hoping we don't get too far, with that because as a freshman learning, I still need some, to learn some things or find out what my mistakes were this
Exactly.
session so that next year I'll do better as well as fundraise, campaign, all of
Yes.
that. Because this last session, I didn't have that chance to do all of that. Like I say, I was handpicked August the 26th. I think I made the announcement on the 10th, had to quit my job on the 9th. I had to retire by the 1st of October.
That was a quick move.
So it was a lot of things. And then the election was November. So I really didn't have time to campaign, raise money, do
Mhm.
things like that. So I need to know what my mistakes were and how to move forward.
Well, that just shows that you're very honorable because you don't want to stay stagnant what you are and what you're doing now. You want to do bigger and
And
better.
better.
Definitely.
Absolutely. And Representative Smith, can you help our audience? Some people may not understand the term gerrymandering,
Mhm.
even though they're hearing it on news and stuff.
Mhm.
Can you explain what that term means to them?
Gerrymandering is basically, let me get the legal look, the legal
That's it.
definition. How
Get
about
get
that?
get up the legal term. Yes,
So
ma'am.
yeah. So gerrymandering is basically, and this is from Wikipedia, okay?
Mhm.
It's a representation within the legislature among otherwise unrepresented minority groups by packing them into a single district. So
Mhm.
what that means is it's a manipulation, okay,
Mhm.
of the government taking a district, say for instance, my district, which is a Democratic district, and they're
Mhm.
gonna pull from my district and intertwine other Republicans to overflow and wash out the Democrats.
Oh,
Basically, that's
Mhm.
what it is, okay? So basically, that's cheating. Okay, the people live where they live. They vote how they vote, and you shouldn't be able to change that just because you see that it's going to benefit your party.
Exactly. And that's why you say that's one of the big things that we're seeing on the news now
Yeah, it's
when it comes to
everywhere.
CNN, all the way across the board. And excuse me, a good segue is one thing that we do is we like to talk about Pew News.
Yeah,
Pew News, one thing that you're talking about, and this leads right with the gerrymandering, the young lady,
it's
the
taking advantage. It's basically taking advantage.
yes,
yes,
yes, ma'am.
and what's her
Her
name?
name is State Representative Collier, Nicole Collier in Texas,
Yeah,
the one who barricaded herself
yeah.
in chambers.
We can't do nothing but have love for her, pray for her, and shout
Yes.
out to her.
Absolutely.
And as a matter of fact, we stood on the steps of the Boston, Massachusetts Capitol, and we
Mm.
stood with them and we rallied with them on this same measure. So
Uh-huh.
Wow.
because we knew it, we're next. We knew
Yes.
it was coming.
And we heard them say that Missouri was one of the states that they're looking at besides Texas and such. So this is very on par, and that's why I wanted to talk about it.
Yeah.
Besides everything, because this is what we're living in right now.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Yeah. It's sad.
And I think, like you said, we have to pray and we have to stick together because we know it's power in numbers. The Bible tells us one puts 1,000 to flight, two will put 10,000 to
10,000 a
flight.
flight.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
we definitely have to stand together with our sister because I'm going to leave it right there.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Put a pin right there.
Yep.
Now, Representative Smith, what are some of the duties that you do as a state representative? What are some of the basic? Because some of us, it's been a minute since we were in high school and uh, learning about the legislative branch and the executive branch and all those branches.
Yeah.
What exactly is your job description?
So basically, we make the laws. We create the bills. You know what I'm saying? So, say for instance, we're talking, and you all decide. I think it should be a law that says podcasts like Pew Babies need to go national. Okay, and this is just something simple. We should go
Hmm.
national, and the state should fund it at least 50% because, and you may have a cause in there as to why you think that. Maybe
Hmm.
it's because behind the scenes you do a food pantry or this might be a bad example, but let's just say this is what you all want to do. This is your thought or whatever. So you contact your state representative and say, hey, can you like make some type of legislation that says, podcasts like the one that I do because I do so much behind the scene for the community and
Hmm.
it's going to benefit the community. It's going to get the word out on this, that, and the other. Gerrymandering, for instance, we're going to really push this. maybe it can be some funding in it for us. Now, you say gerrymandering, you ain't gonna get nothing but Democrats pretty much, but I'm just using it as an example, okay? So what I'll do is I'll sit down and I'll put something together. I'll send it over to you know, my research department, and they'll find some law or something somewhere. And what they'll probably do is go to Texas since they was first with it, pull some law from there and see what they have filed and say, hey, found one. Here's a podcast that got government funding because of blah, 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 blah. And that's what we do. We take it, it goes to a committee. A committee will hear it in the House. Then it gets voted on. It voted out of committee. It comes to the floor. We vote on it as a whole, the Republicans and Democrats as a big party. And then it goes over to the Senate. And then the Senate have to vote on the same thing. A lot of times they have to
Uh-huh.
file the same bill. You know what I'm saying? Something like that, or they'll knock it off. The worst case scenario is they'll attach a whole bunch of amendments to it,
Uh-huh.
and they might be good, they might be bad. If they want to kill it, they'll attach a bunch of bad stuff to it. If it's good, they'll attach things similar to it. Other podcasts or
Mhm,
maybe a school who's learning journalism type
mhm.
podcast or something like that. And like, hey, well, we can tie this in and then the school will get some money for their journalism class or whatever. So then it comes back to the House. We have to vote on it again. And then that's when it becomes law once it goes to the governor and he signs off on it. So it's
What
it's
would
a
be one
long process. It's a
and I
Right.
was
long
gonna say,
process.
what would be one of the things that you would say that you're having to learn the most after being in this position now and how you have these long, tedious process? What is one of the things you say you had to learn and adapt to the most?
That I had to learn the most probably is patience. Patience
I figured you was gonna say
and
that.
how
Some
to
virtue.
patience and how to because I didn't know the process. So I really when I was picked, I had to learn things really, really fast. So
Mhm,
Uh-huh.
patience one, but how to control my temper
Mm.
because
mhm,
Mhm.
when you hear some of the stuff that they say and some of the things that happen in that chamber on that floor, DEI, for instance, taking that away, that was
Mhm.
hard. The police
Yes.
takeover was hard.
Yes.
You don't even live in my city, but you want to take something from us. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? DEI was fair and equitable to everybody,
Everybody.
no
Yep.
matter what
Absolutely.
color, nationality, origin, whatever. That was fairness for everybody. That's gone. That is out.
And it's funny that you mentioned the DEI because we noticed because of a lot of the funding being pulled due to that, we look at the LGBTQ,
Yes.
how they lost funding. Even here, another Pew News, the Black Taste of St. Louis canceled
Canceled.
due to, they said, corporations pulling their funding. So clearly it is impacting us.
Everything that I see, to me, everything that I see is really targeted towards the black and brown, LGBTQ, you know what I'm saying? Transgender is just not right. Just
No.
treat people fairly. The Jews, you know what I'm saying? Treat people fair
Yes.
across the board. Just treat people fair and good. I mean, you could sleep good, you could sleep better, you know what I'm saying? You have just pull at some of them strings in your heart. All that prejudice and hate and stuff, that stuff is taught.
Yes.
It
You know,
is. It
Yes.
is.
babies
We weren't born with this
babies
hatred.
can play together in daycare. They
Yes.
don't care what color you are, what you look like,
That's
none
right.
of that. They grow up to start hating certain people and certain type of people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that would be the hardest. That's the hardest. And I have
So how do you maneuver and deal with your Republican counterparts being we know, and just like you got to maneuver and deal with them, we know they got to maneuver and deal with the Democrats as well. But how do you, and being a spiritual woman of God, we know you
Mhm.
got that extra, some of them don't have. You get what I'm saying?
get what you're saying, and I'm telling you, it's hard. It is very hard, and I'm just gonna say I pray a lot. I sit at my desk,
mhm.
and bad. You know what? We open with prayer. every day. And some of the prayers are like so good. And we have to clap sometime like, now that was a
Hmm.
good prayer. And they go sit down and do that same old crap. You know what I'm saying? Like, did you not just hear the prayer? Like, we supposed to work together. They even say it, like we're gonna work together. I don't know.
What do you think it is? Do you think that people are just so narrow-minded? Are people so selfish? Are people just so geared to trying to line their pockets? What do you being that this is something that you witness and go through on a regular, what do you think? This is
Their
just personal
mind
opinion.
is reprobated and it's
Mm.
Trump-tized.
Mm,
It's Trump-tized, okay? Anything that man says or do, it's like he's a dictator and he's not. It's
wow.
like he's a king and he's not.
No.
So I don't know what it is. I can't put my hand on it. I don't know. I don't have an answer for that. I just
Now,
know that
represent.
it's him. It's coming from he's not a higher power. I did not say that. But
No, we rebuke that.
Ooh,
okay.
they do say the evil things in higher
Well, we do go we don't wrestle against flesh and blood, but principalities
qualities,
and
Principality.
high.
places.
So that's what we know what you meant.
We understood that.
Yeah.
Now, Representative Smith, you're over the 71st district. What area does that cover?
We. So are you familiar with Normandy School District?
Yeah.
Okay, so Normandy School District has now 22 municipalities in it. So
Oh,
within those 22, the only two that I don't represent is Pine Lawn and Northwood. So
really?
all the
Wow.
other ones,
Okay.
look, I
Now,
got
what are
my
those two a
calendar.
part of?
I could name them. So I can name. Do you want me to name them? Okay. So I have Bell North, Bell Ridge, Bell Reef Acres, Beverly Hills, Charlotte, Cool Valley, Glen Echo Park, Greendale, Henley Hills, Hillsdale, Normandy, Norwood Court, Pagedale, Pasadena, Pasadena Park, Uplands Park, Velda City, Velda Village, Wellston, and Bonita Park. And then outside of that, I have St. John, Sycamore Hills, and Charlotte. So
So that's definitely
Wow.
all our people.
yeah, those are all of my municipalities that I cover. So
Yeah.
I have
And mentioning
22 of
those
'em.
areas, a lot of them were affected by the storm.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, not so much by the tornado. Um,
Okay.
if we got tornado damage, I'm just looking. I know I had some in Pagedale, but if
Okay.
anybody got any tornado damage, it was basically like wind and hail.
Okay.
No
Okay.
dilapidated buildings or anything. All that stuff happened past Skinker.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
Okay.
going towards the city. So that
And I'm
would
sure
that
that's a hot
no, that
topic
would
on the floor right now still as well, isn't it? I'm sure that's still a hot topic on the floor right now, all the tornado damage, correct?
yes and no, because, we did that when we went back to special session. They were only
Okay.
offering them 25 million, and then the Senate, they stood on that floor all night long filibustering, and they got us 100. They got us 75 more million. So they got us
All
up to
right now.
100 million. And
Okay.
then on the day that we voted for it, I was the one that did the emergency clause to put that money right through. Go sign it right now. Let's get that money released to those people.
And
Absolutely.
I think you sent us that as well,
I
didn't you?
may have. I may
Yeah.
have.
So we'll have that come up at the bottom of the screen so the people can see you
Yeah,
Ab-
yeah.
in action, working and not sitting like some do.
Yeah, I don't even think my party was expecting me to do it the way that I looked. I should fans. I don't think my party was expecting me to do it the way that I did it, but I had to give them instruction. Yeah.
Well, we
Absolutely.
know sometimes you have to be bold, and we know the kingdom of heaven suffered violence,
Yeah.
but the violent.
Take it by force.
Look at
Listen.
y'all go.
Representative Smith, I see you in this situation as an Esther in the situation, being appointed to this position to have a voice for those who don't have a voice.
Right.
Because a lot of the areas that you mentioned are areas who are who don't have a voice per se. They're looked over a lot. They're overlooked.
And
So we're glad that someone like you, who is a definitely an outspoken woman of God, can stand up for a lot of these communities that are lacking their
well,
voice.
thank you, thank you. I
Yeah.
think my communities, most of my communities looking at this list are very well underserved for sure.
Mhm.
Yes,
And
Mhm.
that
ma'am.
again is where DEI came in.
Mhm.
Our school district they were on a path to failing. They're coming back. We're at provisional
Mhm.
now. We're still struggling. We still got a ways to go, but we're trying and we're doing.
Well, progress is key. It's better to see progress than being stagnant.
That's
That's
right.
And a good question that I would ask you, how growing up, being this is the Pew Baby Show, how growing up being a Pew Baby and your experiences that you experience in church, all the above, just the full experience, how do you think that helped you get prepared for the position and place you are now?
We
With what?
Yeah, you hit me with a hard one there. I
Keep it
mean,
real.
just you can't say. Just the teachings from even as a kid through, Pastor Joshua and everyone, I I I tell you this, can I say this? It's not really answering your question, but I wish they would have taught we talked a lot about tithing and offering and giving and things like that and sacrificing.
Mhm. Mhm.
We never really talked about finance on the saving side. You know what I'm saying? For us. And I think that's important. So, and also, you know, it ain't always, it's about your time and your talents. They kind of taught us that. And maybe that's to answer your question. I'm using my time and my talents, and that
Mhm.
kind of shaped me. So, kind of answered your question, you know, with time and talent.
No, I get what you're saying because you on that teeter line because you want to stay respect. I know where you go, and believe me, I
Listen.
got that. I followed you all the way because it's funny that you answered it that way because we had a pastor on this season, Pastor Bobo, and we talked about this a little bit as well, where we were talking about where is the church lacking, what is the black church not understanding and getting that the white church is getting because we see they're so progressive.
Right.
They have all these auxiliaries. They have all these minutes. They're teaching you how to be a good steward of your finance. They're teaching you how to
Exactly.
have good credit. They're teaching you how to buy. I can go on and on.
Yeah.
But when it comes to us, where we come from, all we hear about is pray, fast, pay your tithes.
And honestly, as a pew baby for me growing up, church came before everything.
Yes,
Everything.
Mhm.
I'm like, "Ma,
yes.
I gotta do this at school. I gotta do this. No, we're going to Bible class. No, we're going to
Doing
choir
your
rehearsal.
homework with you.
No, we're going
Sit
to
on their
this, we're
back
going
too
to
and do
that
your
at
homework.
church." You know what I'm saying? And then as far as like saving for my college education and stuff, that wasn't an option, because we had all
Mm-hmm.
these sacrificial offerings we had to do. And then when it was time for me to go to
Mhm.
college, I ain't had no money, no savings, no nothing.
Yeah,
Now
the
that
fan
fan go
again.
again. What? Look, let me get my fan. But
But you're
yeah,
talking real
But
because
absolutely.
these are things that pew babies and people who aren't pew babies, they have these thoughts and they're waiting for people like us to show we're human. You're not wrong. You're not crazy.
and
You're having thoughts.
hopefully, I'm sorry, that's my alarm to get ready for work. Hopefully, that was me as a pew baby, and I'm 54. Hopefully, that's
Mhm.
not this next generation coming along because you
Yes.
Now, see that
need those
Yes.
savings. You need that money. You need to know how you're going to
mm,
survive coming forward in the future. You pay them, you pay yourself too. You know what I'm
That's right.
saying? Yeah.
You said
that
a
just
mouthful.
actually leads to the next question that I have. Pew babies, we want to focus, and we focus on the younger pew babies that are out there now. What is something you, as the state representative, what would you like to say to the younger community, the younger generation? What is something that you could tell them to encourage or enhance or give them some kind of guidance of what they should do?
would like them to get more involved in their communities and politics and things like that. And here's why. Most of your legislators, if you look at them, if you look at your list of legislators, they're old, okay?
What we just talking about?
They're very, very old. And thank God we do have term limits because they'll be even older because they'll never leave.
Yes.
Absolutely.
You know, so we need these young people to come in with these fresh new ideas,
New blood.
fresh out of college, that's ready and eager to do some things and make some changes. You know what I'm saying?
Not stuck in traditional mindsets.
Exactly.
And nothing's wrong with tradition.
It's not. But
we have to understand we're no longer in the 60s. What used to work is not going to necessarily always work with this new generation because one, this new generation is a lot more knowledgeable and woke.
And that president is trying to take us back to the 1800s. So you talking about the 60s, 70s. Where them fans at? She working it. I love it. I love the fan. I know.
These fans have been clowning all year, haven't it?
Chris, you need to put on a boot so every time that fan go up, your boot come up too.
Look, if I had my boot on, I showed up and put it up
Put
for
that
you
boot in the air.
I'm going to have to kick a boot up this season just for you. And
yes,
when I do, I'm going to say,
get you
this
a
is for
small
you,
one and just
Representative
wave it.
Smith.
Just get you a small one and wave it if your leg can't come up there.
Now, Representative Smith, I've been doing a little digging. And doing a little digging.
Don't do it.
And I found out that me and you have two common likes.
Okay, what's that?
You like cruising and you like karaoke.
Yes.
So the reason why I brought that up is that a lot of the young people don't feel connected to a lot of the representatives because they don't have some of the same interests that they have.
Wow.
And so I'm saying that to this young lady right here likes to cruise like we do. She likes get that microphone. So what's your go-to karaoke song?
Dance with somebody.
By Whitney Houston.
Dance with somebody. Yeah.
Now, see, it takes a special person now to do karaoke on Whitney now.
Oh, yeah. And let me.
She used to sing in the choir.
I did, but I never led a song.
No, you didn't.
But I would get up there.
You was fine. Like, you was like, I'm fine with singing. I do not have to leave.
Would get up there in a heartbeat and sing now. And then so that's funny that you brought karaoke up because at the house, that is our fun time on Wednesday.
Okay.
Every Wednesday we go to this place called Bones and it's just full of legislators. And we go there and we do karaoke for about 2 hours, 3 hours.
That's a good way to break the ice.
And sometimes the Republicans will join us, but it's mostly the Democrats.
Okay. Well, at least they're trying. I mean, you have to.
E for F.
You got to do something.
And I really brought them out because now one thing about us, we can get together outside of that chamber and do things and have fun and have good conversations and things like that. It's just when we get in there and start punching that board to vote, we're very different.
Yes.
Very different.
Well, we know people will definitely show their sides when it's time to vote.
Yeah.
But on that note, hold that real fast because we got to take a quick break. You babies, I know it's getting real good. Go on and get your breakfast, run to the bathroom. We'll be right back.
We got to see that we got some new sponsors helping us out here with Pew Babies Show.
It's Take 5. We want to shout out Take 5. Y'all know y'all need some more changes. If you don't get that oil change, fill my cup, Lord. That it may run over, Lord.
Not run over.
Well, we want the oil of the Lord to run over, but not the oil in the car. No. Y'all better go to Take 5 or to help you with them situations.
And we are back. I am glad. Did you get your drink? Did you go to the potty? Because, I mean, Representative Smith has been laying it down for us and has been speaking 100% truth. And we are just eternally grateful that you took time out to speak with us and to just give our audience an idea of what's happening in the Capitol. So how can one of your constituents, or how can they reach out and get in contact with you in case they had concerns?
Sure. The website is House pew.mo.gov. So you can go on that website and search for the members, and all of your members are in alphabetical order. Last name Smith, first name Marla. And you can see all the bills that I've passed, how far they have gone. Well, I didn't pass but one amendment, but
That's
all
an
the bills
accomplishment.
I filed. And you can see a lot. You can see the budget. You can see everything on there. That's the House belongs to the people. The Capitol belongs to the people, and that's what people have to understand. You can find all your senators, legislators, governor, lieutenant governor, everybody there. And I encourage people to get familiar with the site.
Because you need to know who's down there making these decisions for the people.
And you can watch us live in session. So you can send in testimony. You can watch the hearings. You can do everything. It's open. It's an open public record.
And I'm going to have to take your advice on what you gave us about the Pew Babies getting a bill passed to help us out. Because, people would love to say we're doing good, but they don't like to sponsor or nothing. We got a couple of sponsors, but, anything.
Right. And I'll just use that as an example. But that's how bills and laws get passed. That's how they
most
come
definitely.
into play.
And we know you ask, you shall receive. Closed mouth don't get fed.
That's
right.
That's it.
And I want to take out time. But we already gave you thanks and telling you to take out your time with us. But like I told you, I want to appreciate you and give you your verbal flowers, because we love to give flowers to people once they no longer with us, all the above. No, I'm giving you your flowers. I'm giving you your accolades now, because when it comes from our peers who should be uplifting us up, the very churches we came from, family, all across the board, I'm calling them all out. We need to appreciate and lift our people up, because we expect everyone else and all the above. If we ain't supporting our own, why can't we expect others? So I appreciate you. I give you your flower. I'm proud of you. Look at it. She gave you your fan.
Gave you your fan salute.
Your flowers and fan.
Oh, fan salute.
And the fan.
Yes. So I thank you. And I hope you go even further. Make it to Congress. Make it to be a representative there, and make it to the Senate in Jesus' name.
Ooh, come on, somebody. I want to retire.
I felt it come upon me in Jesus' name. Because if you show that you can handle a little bit, he said, I'll make you a
ruler over
people. And that's why I'm right here where I am now, singing that song, talking about increase my territory. And look what God done did.
Look at
that. Look what he done did. See, I don't know if I'm happy. But I said, enlarge my territory, and he done took me from 900 constituents to 36,000 constituents.
Come on. Now that's an enlarge, and then and he gonna do it even the more.
That's an
Stop.
Well, Representative Smith from the Pew Babies, we appreciate you.
Yeah.
We love you.
Yeah.
And like we said, if there's anything that you need from us, let us know.
Yes.
We'll have your information on the screen, and they can also follow you on Facebook. That's how I got my information on you.
Yes, definitely on Facebook.
So thank you for joining us. Listen. There's so much more that we're going to be talking about this season. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to share. Don't forget to follow. And soon, we'll be having a lot more for you. Stay tuned. And from us, the Pew Babies, we're out. Peace.
Thank you.